I got to play Jedi Survivor early, and here are my thoughts. If you loved Fallen Order, you're gonna love this game. If you love like a strong narrative story, you're gonna love this game. If you're a massive Star Wars fan, you're gonna love this game. Basically, they took all the good stuff in the first game and said, what if we gave you more in the second game? Not only that, but they got rid of a lot of the things that it was having major issues with. For instance, the story in Fallen Order was good. It was relatively simple and safe and compartmentalized, so it didn't have to merge or deal with anything else, but it was still a fun and solid story. Survivor takes that and says more. So this story is bigger. It took me twice as long to get through the story, and there's still way more to do in the game. It's also a more complex story with interesting twists and turns, and I can't wait to see what people's reaction are to certain moments. It's also more ambitious than what we got previously, with its ties to the High Republic and its place in the Star Wars timeline. It's close to a lot of other things, and oh, man, they actually took a lot of care with making sure that this fit in, but still making it feel like part of the universe and not compartmentalized and over on the side. The same old combat system is back, but with a few more tweaks. For one thing, all the powers and abilities that you had at the previous game, you still have. This isn't like Mega Man game where you lose all your abilities every single new game. So that's awesome, although you are going to pick up some new ones throughout this game. But now you have 5 different stances when it comes to fighting. You can only equip 2 at a time, and one of the things that this allows the game to do is it lets you play it however you want. There were some encounters where you felt like you had to play it with a double bladed stance, or you had to play it with the single bladed stance. This one, there's certain stances that are definitely going to be more beneficial in that moment, but you may not have that stance equipped at all. All of these, you get to play exactly how you want to play them, for better or for worse. Personally, my entire playthrough was with the crossguard stance and with the blaster stance. There's just something so satisfying when you grab your lightsaber and just huck it over your head and cleave a robot clear in half. Or when a purge trooper charges at you, you parry and then just shoot him in the face. That being said, the combat is not as flowy as I imagine being a Jedi should feel, but that's a trade-off from it being a Soulsborne type combat, right? You have to have quick movements and be able to parry at any given time. One thing that still bugs me, and it's made so much worse in the dual wielding stance, is when Cal Kestis runs, he has his elbows out like he's been lifting his lats all day. I don't know, it just visually it bothers me. The level design is a lot more open world than it ever was before, but that comes with some interesting trade-offs. The previous game felt a lot more linear in its playstyle, with all of your platforming kind of weaved into every facet of the story. And here it's a bit more compartmentalized. So you'll have a big open space, and then when you get to where you need to go, there's going to be a looming puzzle that you need to get through in order to get inside of that place. And then once you get in, there'll be like a shortcut that you'll unlock. There'll be a rope that'll drop down or will shoot and connect to something else, so that you don't have to ever do that again. These platform puzzles are going to test out all of your skills, because they will require that you use everything that you've unlocked up until now every single time, to the point where it can get a little annoying. Sometimes it feels like you're climbing forever for something that feels like, is this worth it? Basically, when you have to do it, sometimes it feels like it's too much. But again, once you get through it, you unlock a shortcut and you don't have to do it again. So I got mixed feelings on that one. The companion system is a lot of fun. Fighting alongside of Marin or Bode is just really cool, especially when you get your dual finishers going, or you ask for their aid in combat and they jump in and stun people, and then you can just murk them because of that. So that's a lot of fun. Although, like, narratively, sometimes it's weird, right? Because you're like, hey, Bode, can you knock that rope down? When I would be like, hey, Bode, can you give me a lift? Because you got a goddamn jetpack. That being said, the story, the characters, the narrative is all where this really shines. And I can't wait to get people's reaction off of playing through this, and how it changes how I think some people are going to feel about Star Wars as a whole, or maybe they'll look at some other characters who are not even in the game differently because of this experience. Anyways, those are my preliminary thoughts. Full details are coming very soon. Follow and subscribe for more Survivor content.